Okay, I would like to use my remaining time to try and explain a little bit more about why I am so passionate about the broadband issue and why I think it is important, as I believe it is. We just lost the largest employer in Snyder County a few days ago. This will have a ripple effect on our entire Tri-County area. We need to diversify our employer base so we're in a better position to absorb these disruptions. And one of the best ways to do that is to invest in our digital infrastructure. That would, of course, make this region more marketable and more attractive to other employees. And it's especially important since we have such rich soil, such abundant natural resources, and live in such close proximity to so many world-class universities. And as I started to say in my opening statement, if you have traveled through Pittsburgh or Chattanooga, Tennessee recently, you can clearly see what investing in the 21st century technology has done for those areas. Chattanooga, fastest Wi-Fi in the country, I believe, and they still have all of that beautiful, rugged Smoky Mountain charm. I think we can move in that direction here. I want to take a shot at solving the broadband issue because I think it will go a long way toward getting wages up to where they need to be. If our economic fortunes improve, then the need for social services should decrease. I think we'd also see addiction rates decline because people will feel like they have a future. That might motivate some of the people that Louise works with to finally get serious about getting clean. If our wages increase, then revenue streams will increase, property values will increase, and more people will move into the area. We might even be able to find a tenant for Great Stream Commons, and local schools will have to hire more people, which will improve educational outcomes, and ultimately the quality of life of every Union County resident. Thank you.
Mr. Booth.
It's my conservative track record, common sense approach, and knowledge of the issues that makes me the perfect candidate to continue this job. As you've heard, and if you haven't heard it yet, you need to hear it. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, opioids, methamphetamines are all over. People are dying every day. And we used to think that, well, they were just drug addicts until they started to be our loved ones, our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our daughters, our parents, our grandparents got hooked on opioids. And so consequently, I would agree that the broadband is high need. The thing that I've been passionate about and working in county government is to stay off the addiction problems as best as possible. I had a farmer friend in Perry County who lost a son to opioid addiction many years ago, and I remember the mother saying it was like a big black cloud that rolled in over our valley and took over, and people started dying from heroin overdoses. I stepped up at the time. I became the moving force to bring treatment courts to Union County, the Union County Resource Center, the Warden's Garden, community service programs, long-term recovery programs for people that are in addiction. If there's one thing that I'm passionate about in Union County, it's helping people, adding value to people, moving tax burdens to taxpayers, getting them employable, getting them to work, to meet that workforce that's out there. I don't know that you can be any more passionate about it. My colleagues will tell you that I live and dream this every day. Thank you.
Mr. Mathias.
Well, I had to follow on what the President said, because I've worked with right beside this guy for 10 years. That passion is very, very real. And that's where we actually came up with the idea that we were making investments in county activities rather than just spending money. The rate of return on the activities that Preston was just talking about is significant. When I became a commissioner in 2010, we were spending $800,000 a year to house inmates out of our county Snyder County, in Columbia County, wherever. We're now saving about $250,000 off that number because we've been able to reduce the number of folks that are incarcerated because there have been alternative programs. So, that's very real, and that's the kind of thing that gets me really excited. I'm proud of the internal systems that I've been involved in. And I'm certainly proud of the 911 consolidation, which I was the initial energy behind that, along with Malcolm Dirk from Snyder County. And there are other opportunities for regional approaches that I think we've barely scratched the surface. Heidi, I got to tell you, broadband is up on the top of our list. We're involved in 2 studies right now with the hopes that we'll have some sense of an engineering solution to be able to get broadband out into the rural areas of the county. And that's exciting. There are 4 good people up here, and all trying to separate ourselves in some little fashion from everybody else. I'm going to bet on my experience and the fact that I will promise to give you the best part of me over the next 4 years to continue the work that I've done so far, and happy to serve with anybody. Thanks.
Mr. Reaver.
Thank you once again to the league for having us here tonight, to everyone who came out to participate. This is a fantastic audience. At the beginning of the night, I asked you to think about that one question in the back of your mind. Okay? What do I want out of the future of Union County for my family? So when you listen to all of us speak, there's not a whole lot that separates a lot of us. So really what we're looking at is, who do you feel has the leadership ability and can work cooperatively with the rest of the board and the rest of the employees to really keep our commitment to you, the taxpayers. Okay? That's really what this is all about. We're not public leaders up here. We're not county leaders. We're county servants. And we're serving for the county good with your taxpayer money. And as I said before, I went and I talked to every township and borough meeting for the past 3-4 months here. And I promise to keep that commitment to communication and accessibility after the election. That's really how I've built teams in the workplace. It's how I've built teams in all the community organizations with which I've been involved. And I can't wait to get started at the county level. So on May 21st, I humbly ask for your support. And I'm more than happy to stick around for as long as anybody wants to talk tonight to further discuss any of the issues. Thank you so much again for having us.
Mr. Allred.
One of the items that I didn't get to that I want to just go to really quickly is that the current commissioners raised the salaries for their positions by about 57%, from $47,000 to next year $73,000 annually. So I'm wondering if you know what you're getting for your money. So I wanted to make a public commitment tonight that I will work full-time hours for that $73,000 a year. If any of the other 9 great people that are up here care to raise their hand that they're also pledging to work full-time hours for those $73,000, I'd welcome them to do that. For the first time in 12 years, Republicans actually have a choice. The last 2 elections, Preston and John Mathias ran together. This time, Preston and Jeff Reber are in some sense running together, at least according to the Union County Times, where they ran an ad together but didn't put who it was paid for by. So I'm not entirely sure who paid for that ad, which represents really an illustration of the problem we have. We have a lack of leadership in our county. We have someone over the election board